You can kind of see my nipples sticking out of my shirt. Not that it's cold in here, it's just that I'm fat.
Is it recording right now?
I think
It's
so.
broadcasting, but
Yeah. No one has the link yet, so if someone's watching, they're really just excited about us.
Yeah. I'm calling Uncle. So yeah, Sean is not making it.
Okay.
Wonder-
What show is it? Or is it a commercial? I thought it was a commercial.
All-Star Academy? You must be
This may be the easier way to do it.
I hate it when Facebook says, people you may know, one mutual friend.
Why won't let me paste?
That could be anybody's friend who I've never met, like one person as a friend.
I think they must pull other data, like maybe they live close to you or went to, you know.
This one's legit. 13 people, that's my mom's cousin. That's legit. This guy, 2 mutual friends, and like a couple of a friend.
Two of your friends.
2 of my friends were together probably.
Yeah,
And
most
friend
likely a
someone.
couple.
Yeah. One means one person.
Wow.
This is someone's
You
high
need to
school
just
friend
close
probably.
What if it's Matt?
Oh,
What if
you
Matthew's
started?
friends and they're like,
I wonder if I can just do it in.
Then I think that's Sean's dad. 2 mutual friends.
Well,
with Sean.
that's unfortunate.
Sean. That's
Wow.
Sean.
what?
One of the Harrison twins was talking about the big tall white guy in Wisconsin and said, "Fuck that N-word."
Well, the N word with the A at the end, so it's a little bit better.
Yeah.
You didn't put the ER to
Right, he's
really
white.
call it out there.
No.
There's more
White guy
A.
said that about a white guy.
Yeah, so you called the white guy the N-word.
Yes, that is correct. All right, we have a viewer.
Hey, see? Look at that.
No,
We don't know.
identify yourself, viewer.
Elf, and yeah, we'll try to actually do something now.
Yeah, and see, even behind the scenes, we still don't say the N-word. We're classy like
See?
that.
That's just class. That's why you should tell all of your friends to watch this show.
That's right.
This is going to be a good one.
Now, if I can just get Safari to open up and not
Yeah.
this little bitch.
If Ridley could learn how to copy and paste. Command C, Command D. Interneting is hard. Jinx. You owe me a soda laced with rum.
Here we go.
TCP. Wait.
TCP or PC?
Yeah,
Apparently, we are interneting again.
With
TCP IP.
should TCP IPs on it? Well, hopefully Kaiser is at least going to be watching.
Hopefully.
No reason why he shouldn't.
Right.
Especially because I know like he goes into bed and like brings his tablet in and such like that. So then Angelica could be hearing us as well.
Which would only just reaffirm her
Oh.
affection for me.
Yeah, I know. Sure, she would love that.
All right.
Happening?
Early Friday.
That was annoying. That's it.
Today.
You were so smart. Yeah, I was wondering. So I was distracted by him.
should
So I was
we,
like, he walks to the other one over here.
Should we chug one?
Want to chug one?
Not really.
Me neither.
I have nothing else to. Ooh, we can chug another one of those.
Okay, I'm down with
That I
that.
can do.
Okay. Damn.
I thought the one that she was free. Oh, okay. I don't feel like it's- yeah, it was classic. That's classic behavior right there. 'Cause I was distracted by him, so I was like, oh, look at him.
Uh,
He was so smart. He was so smart. He was classic. That's classic behavior right there. 'Cause I was distracted by him, so I was like, oh, look at him.
today. And she. Some fit in like one of the little movie, like the little squares up front, or
The David Schwimmer one. Oh, please. I love David Schwimmer.
I mean, you can even do two of them like that. Symmetry, I think.
I'm gonna go.
Once again, I forgot which one was mine and yours, so maybe making out again.
Nothing's new.
Right. I would try to think more about that, but I don't care as much. All right.
Yeah, it's a Chrome issue.
It happens occasionally on Chrome.
All right, I don't know if you want to
I
share
will.
that.
Yep. I will.
Excellent.
Ooh.
For the secret ingredients.
Apple. Oh, I don't know. If I hit enter, will it do a space? Oh yeah. Excellent.
Suppose I can. Oh, I already have iTunes open. What a glorious day.
I think our one viewer is probably turned off now.
No, it's still there.
Our one viewer, we're still getting stuff ready.
This is what
This is
you get
what
for being the early bird.
I know. This is what behind the scenes look like.
Whoa, look at this picture.
It's artistically.
Liz?
Yeah, she looks like
It's like
anorexic in that picture, don't you think?
Well, then. All right, hey, we still got a viewer. If you,
Excellent. Hopefully you're getting your beer right now.
yes.
Let's try to do that.
And don't forget to use the chat function or Facebook us or
Yeah.
what have you. I probably should share the link.
Can't have things. Here, keep.
Leave it for now, honey.
If you set a timer, I'll help you for 10 minutes.
That's
That's what I do at home.
Set a timer on your work for 10 minutes.
I like they do a timer.
I've noticed it.
There you go.
Just go right as soon as you come back.
I did my post in iambic pentameter.
Diameter.
Doesn't have to rhyme, okay? It's just some people choose to make it rhyme, and we're okay with that.
You know, there's a commercial.
Oh,
About a
really?
mom who goes out after being home with the kids all day. And I really appreciated the use of iambic pentameter. Diameter.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one.
Okay, I think we're officially ready to go.
All right.
Hey, we still got a viewer apparently.
Excellent.
Again, use the chat function. All right. Well, Matthew, if you're ready, I'm ready.
I think I'm ready. Do we have something we're starting with, or are we just gonna go for it?
I think we're just. Yeah, let's go with it.
All right, sounds good.
Okay, I'm gonna restart the broadcast just so we can start this video anew. Hopefully
Then
that
we're
works.
gonna lose our viewer.
All right, never mind. Screw it. Let's just do it.
Let's just go for it.
All right,
Are we
Matthew.
recording?
As far as I know,
Awesome.
if not, then well, hell.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, here, let me scoot closer here. Oh,
Okay.
stretch the leg out.
3, 2, 1. You can do your intro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ridley, let's do some drinking.
Let's do some drinking.
Woo.
Oh, it's the worm.
It's about the one.
As we learned on Modern Family, the only way to kill the worm is a nice bath.
That's a nice bat. Welcome everybody to the Hour of Power show. Man, we are excited that you're here today. We are super excited to be here. It's actually a live show. We don't get to do these very often. So
You'll notice no screen sharing. We're actually side by side. I can physically touch him.
I'm physically going to be touching him most of the time, so
Of
we're just
course.
going to keep going on that.
We'll have to do periodic hand checks. So
Yes. And
all right.
okay.
Now that we got those,
And we
base
also
rules
have
covered.
some audience members so that they can chime in while we're talking. You know, normally we go for quite a while on sports, but I think this time we'll probably cut sports down a little bit just because we're probably the only two that really care about it that much.
That's probably true. And like I said earlier, we do have a viewer at this time. So if you have any special requests, let us know, and we will make sure to
Yeah, indeed.
take that on.
So in case you don't know what the Hour of Power it isn't just a religious show that's on ABC Family. What, too soon? It is also a drinking game. So we are going to be taking a drink every minute for the next hour.
Starting right now,
Yeah.
maybe.
One thing that you should know is that as we've been drinking off and on for a majority of this weekend, you'll see us doing a little bit smaller shots than usual. That's just because we want to be alive tomorrow.
That, and we're drinking Blue Moon, and
Yeah,
I've got a flight tomorrow. So
Yeah.
nobody wants that unfortunate circumstance on an airplane.
Exactly. That would never be good. So
let's we're trying to figure out movies to talk about, and I guess the only thing we haven't talked about the new X-Men movie yet. So
Apocalypse.
yes, X-Men Apocalypse supposed to come out next year. We've got a couple new additions to the X-Men world. Channing Tatum being the biggest of which, he's going to be playing Gambit or Remy LeBeau, or is that was?
I think so. Yeah, it's LeBeau something.
Yeah, I think it's Remy LeBeau.
So that's going to be cool because Gambit was always one that was a favorite. You know, I know the X-Men basically from the cartoons. Used to watch them all the time. I think we missed a minute.
Oh, okay. And I don't know.
So Gambit was always really cool. When it came to, which one was he in? He was in the first X-Men Wolverine one, Wolverine Origins. He wasn't really all that awesome in that one. I mean, kind of cool, but he was young and all that kind of stuff. So if they're going to make him a big character, then that's going to be pretty cool. That should be pretty awesome. And then it sounds like they're going to be making a spin-off movie for him as well. So
I believe that was part of his contract, was that he would get his own spin-off.
that'll be awesome. And the thing that I think we may have talked about this or maybe not, but the thing that always just interests me is the whole X-Men, Marvel, Disney way that they do things. It's like Disney doesn't have the rights to X-Men movies, but they own Marvel, which I think is kind of weird and kind of funny all at the same time.
All right, so I cannot get this sound to work for some reason.
Maybe the Risa should just do that.
I'm thinking
I mean,
so.
maybe she knows how to work a phone.
Obviously, I don't know how to work a computer, so
No, it's true.
Will it go off if I'm not on that?
So
no.
So anyway, so that's going to be really cool. Apocalypse so the Apocalypse is kind of the big guy, the big bad guy in a lot of those X-Men cartoons and comic books, things like that. He was the one that was basically invincible in most senses. And so we saw a quick glimpse of him before helping to create the pyramids, which kind of cool premise and all that kind of stuff. I'm just really wondering are they going to bring back Patrick Stewart and
Ian McKellen?
Yeah, Ian McKellen. And all that kind of stuff, because they kind of left it as a cool premise. Here it is. They basically reset the entire X-Men universe in that last movie, very J.J. Abrams Star Trek style. And it's like now we can not only find out what happened before, but what's happening now. And I think that's really cool.
That is true. Yeah, going back onto what you're talking about with the whole difference between Marvel and Disney and X-Men and stuff. I still can't get it.
My inner minute is starting to kick back in again.
Yeah. I'm wondering how long it'll take for Marvel to reacquire all the properties that they do not own, because they don't own Spider-Man, they don't own X-Men, and obviously Spider-Man's kind of fallen on rougher times right now with the Andrew Garfield franchise. The last one wasn't all that well received. In fact, I still haven't seen it.
I never saw the first one with Andrew Garfield.
It took me a while to see that one. And then you've got X-Men, which is definitely developing into a very big movie franchise. And Marvel, they're trying to work their way around it. They've introduced Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, who I believe are both mutants, right?
Yeah.
But they will be in the second Avengers, but I believe that they're not going to have their powers from mutant abilities, but I think more from like cosmic abilities, kind of like interaction with the Tesseract or something like that.
Interesting.
Did you say another one? So that'll be interesting.
Can you make like a sound effect? Can you go ding or or something like that? Some kind of interesting sound effect. And so here's one that I just found out that they're coming out with. There's going to be a Paul Blart 2.
I saw a trailer for that the other day, and I was very disappointed.
I never saw one, which obviously was my mistake.
Right.
Obviously, I needed to do that.
Yeah, I never saw that either. And you know what is kind of disappointing is that Hollywood will finance a Paul Blart 2, but they won't finance a Super Troopers 2.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
How does that make sense?
I mean, is it? We need to look at gross take for some of these movies, because I would have thought Super Troopers had a lot more intake than excuse me, Paul Blart.
Yeah,
almost
at least for DVD sales, because Paul Blart, you don't hear about a cult following for that, but Super Troopers, that's one of those ones that after it went through its main release, it got caught on DVD, especially by college and high school kids that just is really enthralled with their sense of humor. And they went on to make several other studio release movies, but for some reason they couldn't do it this time.
And I never even knew that Dukes of Hazzard was done. I knew that Jay Chandrasekhar directed it, so I knew that was kind of cool. I knew that they made a quick cameo in there and all that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that it was kind of produced by Broken Lizard. So
yeah, I believe
that was really cool, because he also did a couple of he's directed a couple of TV shows as well.
Yeah,
I think he even did a Family Guy at one point. I could be wrong.
All right, so that's probably
enough of movies. Who cares about movies very much? Do you guys have any other questions about movies you want us to answer? Any of our viewers have any questions about movies? No? Okay. Fine. That's exactly what I wanted. Heath Ledger was born today, in case anyone was wondering.
Oh, good to know.
So was Robert Downey Jr. It's his birthday. Hugo, wow, this is quite a birthday. Hugo Weaving, I don't know, Amanda Rigotti, Natasha Lyonne,
who is the sluttier girl from American Pie, right?
Orange is the New Black.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Robert Downey Jr. is turning 50 today.
Hot damn, let's celebrate.
I know. Did you ever see basketball?
Did I ever see basketball?
Yeah.
What kind of stupid question is that? It's like, have you ever seen the sunshine in the sky?
I guess that's true. That was a dumb question of mine.
Whoa, what the hell?
It smells like Robert Downey Jr.
recently.
Apparently, ESPN just decided
ESPN
to do a
changed.
new interface.
Yes.
I don't like it.
No, I don't either. It really doesn't help at all.
No. But anyways, that leads us into our transition into sports. And we won't, like Matthew said, we won't talk about it a whole lot, but we should mention that today the Wildcats of Kentucky, my current home state, unfortunately, ended their 38-0 run by losing to the Badgers 71-64. So I'm sure your brother was very happy.
He was. I got a couple of messages from him. So obviously we're not going to be able to Skype with him Monday night because they'll probably be watching that game quite a bit. Kim's family was actually doing something really interesting. They were like so many different people. They fill out their brackets and stuff like that. Let's fill out brackets that have just nothing to do with the teams at all. So she filled out hers she ranked all the mascots and which one could defeat which other mascot.
Ah, very nice.
So of course,
It's like 8
yeah, there's like 8 Wildcats. So that was kind of tough. So I think you decided to cut all Wildcats out, right?
No, I had all the Wildcats.
Oh, all
I
Wildcats
think
were in.
Wildcats beat a lot of things.
Yeah.
In a fight.
No, that's
I
true.
definitely think Wildcats beat Badger in a fight. So that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Badgers are ferocious.
I was thinking like a big.
It's like a
tiger
mongoose
type Wildcat.
defeating a cobra.
And what if it's a honey badger? They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's right. Honey badger don't care.
Honey badgers don't care.
Clearly, next year I'll do that.
Yeah. But like Blue Devils were,
They're
who would beat a Blue Devil. So
Yeah,
he
exactly.
was him.
You would think that the Blue Devil would have, some sort of satanic power, right? So they've
You would think so.
sorcery, something or that.
Interestingly enough, I went through and I did all my listing and I chose my teams and I didn't look at what their rankings were until after I had chosen them, and I had 3 out of 4 number 1 seeds on my list
Really?
based on ferocity, whatever.
Ferociousness?
Thank you.
Ferocity?
Ferocity.
I think that's a word.
Ferocity a word?
I think
I
so.
don't know. We could make it
So,
one.
ferocity.
Google it.
Based on
Change
ferocity.
accepted.
Yeah, where's Duffy went?
Yeah, I had Blue Devils. I had
I don't know.
Wildcats. Wait, no, Blue
Yeah.
Devils. Wildcats. Someone else.
Now the question is, what is a Chanticleer and what would it defeat?
It's actually a rooster.
Oh, so not very
So
much.
Yeah.
We got the inchworms
My mom's
and the
cousin.
cockroaches.
According to my mom's cousin, it's some kind of rooster.
Interesting. So that's an interesting strategy to fill out your bracket, and man, depending on what you view mascots and how they would
So got the Blue Devils.
defeat one another, yeah, it could work for you. Because Cavaliers of Virginia, they lost early to NC State, which is
I had
Why?
NC State.
why am I drawing a blank on what the NC State is?
It's on my list if you want me to show.
North Carolina Tar Heels.
No, NC State.
Oh, yeah.
NC State is Wolfpack.
Yes. So Wolfpack, I think would. No, they beat Villanova.
Wait, what kind of wolf pack are we talking about? Are we talking
I'm sorry,
about Zach?
it's multiple animals. It doesn't matter. They're going to be one wild. Or I guess this is wild cats.
Well, they beat Villanova, which I don't even know what Villanova's mascot is.
It's a wolf pack. It's like a lot of wolves, man.
Right.
No, is it the kind of wolf pack from The Hangover? Like, is this Zach Galifianakis's wolf pack? Because that would be kind of
no,
cool.
I was thinking like.
So- Oh, and which would make sense why if you'd pick a Wolfpack over Villanova because they're a wildcat, one cat, and obviously
Didn't have,
Wolfpacks.
also, see, that's the problem is I did it by mascots, and so many of them were in the first round fighting each other because they lost half of that.
Thank
I had
you.
the Fighting Irish. I had the Blue Devils, Panthers, Leopards, lots of Wildcats, Bears.
So if you
Pirates.
If you really think about it, it's doing it like that, and you still did pretty good the whole way through. I mean, it really kind of shows
It
that.
was fun.
That's true. And who's going to beat the Fighting Irish other than AA?
Nice.
Just saying.
And even then, you're only defeated for a certain amount of time.
That's
because
right.
The Irish comes back.
Well, and you have to do it through 12 steps, so
Oh.
it's a lengthy process. You cannot guarantee defeat in one round.
Well, and what could defeat that? Lack of handrails.
Yeah.
Because if you lose your balance and stumble, you're not going to make it up 12 steps.
That is factually correct.
Well, that's just how I picked it, but some people picked, like, one person picked, like, all the religious schools, and someone picked, all the schools with red uniforms, or all the schools with blue uniforms, or so.
Oh, speaking of uniform, so up at up at Nike, they had a listing of the brackets, and they had all the teams that were Nike sponsored. They had the little swoosh next to them. That was pretty awesome.
That was cool. And then the ones that had the Air Jordans had their own logo next to them too.
Yes, that was very cool as well.
Interesting.
So, anyways, I'm going to comment on our posting because if we can, I still want to get Duffy to listen to us in bed.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah,
Do it, Duffy. Do it.
come on, Duffy.
All right, so moving on to other sports news. Duke won by 20 today over Michigan State to notch its slot into the championship game for Monday night. They won 81-61. They were down early in the first half and then finished this first half on a 30-11 run to just basically take the lead and never relinquish it. Whereas the Wisconsin-UK game, obviously, was only 7 points, and it was tied as late as, what did we say, 2:48 left, I think?
Yep, it was tied, and man.
It was tied right as your daughter's baptism started, and so then I had to nonchalantly check my phone.
I completely thought, and I joked about it, but I completely thought that by the time it was over, an hour later, the game would still be going on. Because the last 2 minutes in a game like that, I mean, college basketball is not the fastest thing in the last 2 minutes.
Yeah, that is certainly plausible. So, so Wisconsin and Duke will meet on Monday night for the championship round, which should be a good game. They've got you got Okafor and Kaminsky going head to head, which should be a really good battle. And that's basically all I know about either of those two teams.
Yep. Was it on this show that I did my complaint about the CBS Sports app, or was it on our other show, which airs on OregonSportsNews.com? If you ever want to listen to the same jokes but more sports talk, make sure to tune into that one. We
Free
love
plug.
the clicks. Yeah. Which one did I do that rant on?
I think it was the other one.
All right, so the CBS Sports app is terrible. I had to download it because one of the brackets I was doing was on CBS Sports, so I wanted to keep an eye on it. So I have multiple brackets on different sites, but it's all the same bracket. Like I might change one or two of like the early rounds, but for the most part, it's the same thing because I'm a big believer in one bracket, sheet of integrity kind of deal. So
even though you're changing some of your upset picks, so your integrity kind of.
Yes, that is true. But I normally replace an upset pick with an upset pick. So it's just like, oh, this time one team's going to win, the other time another team's going to win. But the CBS Sports app, man, they just come up all the time with updates. It's like they're really pushing you to try to get there. I mean, CBS, you're not ESPN, you're not any one of those big guys. And the college basketball, I don't care in January who is winning what game in college basketball. You have the way that you have made your championship match. You put too many teams in there, so your regular season doesn't count.
Right. It's diminished. Yeah.
And that's fine. You make a crap ton of money on the March Madness. I mean, you rake in the money on that. So it's like, if you want to do that, I have no problem with you doing that. That's fine with me. But call a spade a spade. It's your regular season means nothing.
Right. There's just too many games. And to prove that point, I do my college football rankings.
Yes, you do.
And I was going to do a similar college
foot. I want some kind of ding. I want some kind of sound effect over here.
She doesn't like being audible.
Oh.
Anyways, so
you make fart sounds.
So I was going to do a similar college basketball ranking with similar formulas and whatnot because it's all relatively the same.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I get my get all my game by game info from sportsreference.com.
Mm-hmm.
So I went there to do, because they have a college basketball section as well. They don't list game by game totals. They only list the season as a whole, like rankings and everything like that, because nobody gives a shit about all the games. Like, it's just too much overwhelming data for any not a reasonable person to look at.
Yeah.
And so, from what I could see, there's no place where you can find every single game from college basketball Division I listed somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Even for a single season, it just does not exist because the regular season is practically meaningless. And I mean, to prove that point, there was, I think, 2 teams this year, or at least one, that had a sub 500 regular season, but ended up winning the conference tournament and making it into the tournament. So
Completely agree. And speaking of playoffs. Playoffs. In the NHL, they're about to enter their playoffs. Right now, the Detroit Red Wings are going to continue their streak of 22 straight seasons making the playoffs. The next best record in the NHL is the San Jose Sharks with 11 seasons straight of making the playoffs. That's going to be ruined this year. Make me feel better. I mean, it doesn't have to be about hockey, but it's like it doesn't have to be hockey, but it's like, if your Braves were the second best longest streak or something like that, it's like, what do you have to hold on to? It's how would you feel better about that?
Well, we've talked about this before. Your Sharks and my Braves are strikingly similar as far as always in the playoff hunt, or Braves from basically 91 through 2005 in the playoffs every single year, only won one championship. Your Sharks in the playoffs for 11 straight years, no championships, a bunch of big upset rounds and heartbreaking losses.
Yep.
And that's kind of what the Braves did. I mean, the Braves blew a 2-0 lead over the Yankees in the World Series in '95. I still hate the Yankees for that. But, our teams have great regular seasons, and then for some reason, playoffs come around and we just kind of bite the dust. For some unknown reason. I mean, same thing with my Cowboys. My Cowboys went 13-3 in, I want to say 2008, and they lost to the Giants in the division round. To a Giants team they beat twice in the regular season. Of course, that even if we had won that game, we would have ended up losing to the 18-0 Patriots as much as I. So I guess it was better for the common good that the Giants ended up winning that game and going on to win the Super Bowl. Isn't that right, Kim?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're
not
making
in
fun-
agreement.
Yeah, not in agreement. We're making fun of the Patriots.
Yeah, that's why I'm not.
No, okay. You tuned out at that point.
It's I understand. It's hard when you beat the team that wins, their fourth ring. It's really tough.
Yeah. Well, Cowboys have 5, so. I'm not. Oh wait, I am an accountant, so yes, numbers don't lie.
All right. Is there any more sports, or do we want to get on to some other fun things?
Here's just a little interesting side note. Your boy Barry Zito, been in the Bay Area his whole career.
Yeah.
Is going to the AAA roster. He did not make the opening day roster for the A's, but he is going to stay in or go to AAA to try to make his way back. Had a pretty good spring. Had one bag outing where I think he allowed like 3 or 4 home runs. Just pretty bad outing, but pitched in 6 games. Had a 5.03 ERA before today.
Yeah,
I think he pitched 1 inning, didn't allow a run, so that went down. And like I said, that one outing was pretty bad. But other than that, he pitched really well. As being somebody from the Bay Area, would you like to see Barry Zito continue to play in the major leagues?
I would, and I'm glad that the A's gave him a chance. He started there. He played very well for them. He played very well for the Giants, too, for a while. I mean, he has very up and down
He was the
seasons.
playoff hero in 2012.
Yeah, definitely has up and down seasons. Would you like to say something? Are you sure? It's okay. We only have one viewer.
There it is.
I like Barry Zito. He's kind of the Robert Downey Jr. of baseball. He started off with a lot of problems. Well, he started off really good. Then he had a lot of problems. Then he kind of came back again. So now let's hope that if he goes back down to the minor leagues, he can get his Avengers. He can get his Iron Man.
Well, he already kind of reached his Iron Man when he did that. I had that great playoff run in 2012 and continued to pitch decently well in the 13 and 14 seasons. But yeah, I'd like to see him get called up one last time, one last season, go out on a high note. Granted, he won a World Series ring last year, so I don't know how you could go out much higher than that. But I think he still could be effective. Not necessarily great, but effective. So we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to get your take on it since you are a Bay Area guy and he has spent his entire career in the Bay Area.
All the teams in the Bay Area. I'm a huge Bay Area homer. Probably go back and live there if it wasn't so damn expensive, and if I could actually have water there.
Yeah, that's true. 25% reduction.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly with me. I like my showers.
I know. Like, how do you do it? Well, actually, no. It was actually my grandma. So they used to have other droughts there too, and so my grandma used to tell me how they had like basically a little bucket, like a little Rubbermaid bucket. They would stick in the tub, and they would fill that up with water. You'd soap up, whoosh, sponge over your head, sponge down your body, just with that same bucket that you're standing in, and that's what you use for your water. That's how you took a shower.
I don't think he would survive with
I know. My grandma told me that.
that.
No,
I don't
probably
think
not.
you would. I could urinate on your head again. Sorry, you might have been passed out that time.
Yeah, probably.
Exactly. So, all right.
So let's introduce our hot girl off. Just get people's engines churning.
And by engines, we mean your search engines. You need to make sure to take a look at stuff.
That's right. So today we have
Especially because I don't recognize these names off the top
we
of
have
my head.
Emma Ratajkowski, who is best known for her performance in the Blurred Lines video by Robin Thicke,
Oh, yes.
Blurred which then got sued by the Marvin Gaye family and won for apparent likeness.
I don't know how that wins and Vanilla Ice. That loses, Vanilla Ice wins.
Right.
I don't get that.
That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Especially when Vanilla Ice is like, no, their song is dun 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 dun, and my song is dun 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 dun. See the difference?
Completely different there. Did
Yeah.
you hear that subtle difference? That means everything.
Exactly. Anyways, so she is girl number one, and Nicola Peltz, who was the latest Transformers girl,
Oh,
Is,
she must have won the Transformer off.
she did win the Transformer off against Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. So those two are going at it, which would be an incredible sight to see in real life, but that's neither here nor there. So
Who's the first one?
Emily Ratajkowski. Ratajkowski.
Okay. I've got it. Sound like good would you rather.
Excellent. So there's a website called Dumbass Daily, which
So this is where we're going to find our Bieber of the week.
yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, and everything's about female teachers having sex with their kids.
Huh.
I'm
Maybe
failing
it's-
to see how this relates.
Maybe it's some kind of like official like holiday week or something like that. It's, oh, this is the week that if you're in middle school, you may have sex with your teacher.
Right. And
Yeah.
here is same teacher's second time. Blah, blah, blah.
Have you watched
Yeah.
one-
Teacher becomes obsessed with girl 11, sends her 2,400 text messages over 2 weeks span, wants to run away.
See, that's a whole lot of text messages. Like, I feel like text message you a lot, but man, I don't text you that much.
No, that's
That's like a crazy amount of text messaging. Do you have anything else that you do with your day / life?
right. That over 2 weeks. So you're talking about almost 200 text messages a day.
Jesus Christ.
And this is a
Christ.
female to female relationship here. That is very interesting.
Well, they do talk a lot more. That was awesome. The every Tom Hanks movie in 7 minutes. That was really cool.
We'll have to watch that post show.
Yeah.
All right. Special ed teacher Kayla Emily blah, blah, accused of sex with teen, charged with cruelty to children. Again, and
Well, while we're
Mississippi.
taking a look at this, you know, if you're watching, we hope that you're enjoying yourself. I did see that Mason was liking my haiku, so
Very nice.
I call it the wrong thing. What's a haiku?
Not iambic pentameter.
Yeah.
You guys taking one recently?
Oh no.
Well, I
Well,
took one of
this
them.
is your job.
I don't know. If you just need to say
We
something.
give you one responsibility.
Your arm's in the way.
Your face is in the way.
Seriously, this website is dedicated to people.
Teachers.
Yeah, teachers sleeping with their kids. Oh, here we go.
Oh, meth lab.
Oh, I've heard about this story. This is a good one. So we did find our Beaver of the Week. We have no viewers, so it doesn't matter.
No
Um,
viewers, so her one viewer turned off.
Yes, apparently they got tired, or we got
I
done.
don't know. Kaiser liked my status when I said that he should be listening to us in bed. So, not watching Kaiser in bed. There you go.
Good point, Mason. Good point.
All right. Well, we know Mason's not watching, but obviously my participle is dangling on that one.
All right. So let's go into our Beaver of the Week real quick, then we'll hit some Would You Rather. So
Yep.
our Beaver of the Week comes to you from Muncie, Indiana. Now, Muncie, Indiana, the home of Ball State University, which I actually went to for LTW twice.
Oh, that's cool.
And it is the home university of
One David Letterman.
Nailed it.
Yes, exactly. Drink to that.
So, anyways,
David Letterman, famous SIG, who is going off of the air soon to be replaced by Stephen Colbert, which I'm super excited about.
that is factually correct.
I love Colbert.
All right. So, anyways, in
Colbert
Muncie,
Nation.
Indiana, we've got what can only be described as true idiocy. So, this is what comes from MSN. Police discovered a methamphetamine lab inside a Walmart restroom in Muncie, Indiana on Thursday night. Walmart employees contacted the police around 11:30 p.m. after they discovered a suspicious backpack in the men's bathroom, according to the Indiana State Police. When state troopers arrived at the scene, they opened the backpack where they found an active meth lab inside.
Active meth lab in a backpack?
In his backpack.
Well,
Bunsen beaker.
I was going to say, you're a
beakers.
scientist. Can't you
Well,
shrink
I've
shit
seen
down
like
that
6
far?
episodes of Breaking Bad, and they needed like a whole RV. So I'm not sure how this works. Anyways, let's continue on.
Just do it an ounce
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it's a small
Maybe
meth lab.
Yeah.
supplies.
Local authorities put on protective gear, which included respirators, and took the lab apart and removed the backpack's contents from Walmart. The local health department said that both the men's and women's bathrooms would be decontaminated, blah, blah, blah. The owner of the backpack has not been identified. With warm weather approaching, outside activities increasing, so does the potential for people to encounter toxic and hazardous meth trash or a working meth lab unattended.
Really? This is like a thing?
Apparently.
So you watch Breaking Bad. What do you need to do to make meth? I mean, you need to boil
It's
shit.
a highly chemical procedure, isn't it?
It's pretty nasty.
Like I know it involves like lye and
Sometimes like metallic sodium.
and Sudafed.
Nasty chemicals.
Yeah, which
And you kind of put them all together and
yeah, like
You know,
I don't think there's any way that you could stuff it all in a backpack.
Not safely, but that's kind of beyond the point of that.
Okay, so this story, I apologize to our 0 viewers, but that was a severe letdown because I was hoping we'd see a janitor blocking off the bathroom, because you always see that in Walmart, restroom closed for cleaning, and it's just always closed for cleaning 24/7. Meanwhile, he's got Bunsen burners and beakers
That
and
would be
everything
cool.
along the stalls and the countertops. A backpack?
man,
Really?
that's a great idea. I mean, if you were gonna make meth, and you were a janitor at a Walmart, think about it. It's like, who at the Walmart is really gonna be like, oh, that bathroom has been closed for the last 24 hours.
Right.
This is strange.
I think the only thing that would give you off is the fumes radiating from that because it would probably give off a very odoriferous fume.
Wait, have you been to a Walmart? Have you smelled some of the people that go there?
That's true. Actually, yeah. Basically, what you need to do is while making the meth, you
Yeah.
just have to be shitting constantly. So what you'd have to do is bring in a bunch of Taco Bell beforehand and just start eating it as you're making meth, and that way you can completely disguise the fume with that of toxic shit.
Well, wait a second, because sometimes it takes your body some time to, process and get that to be made into shit. So you're also gonna have to bring large amounts of laxative,
Ooh.
so to make sure that it goes through you quickly, and you can really stink up that bathroom. So we're talking about all the meth equipment, Taco Bell, and the laxatives.
Absolutely.
Yes, plus something to mix the laxatives in. Normally that comes with some kind of mixed drink or something like that.
Right. Maybe a Dr. Pepper. I'm sure that'll help the shit.
Yeah, might as well. Dr. Pepper's good for everything else. It did go to soda medical school for 10 years.
Yes, that is correct. So anyway, we got a viewer rec. Anyways,
Hey, we got
Jackass of the Week goes to you, backpack meth maker.
You're one of us.
Yeah, don't don't put your meth supplies in a backpack. For God's sakes, buy an RV, get a trailer, do something. Actually have a nice spread out facility quantities and make it worth your while. Because really, how much meth can you make with a backpack worth of supplies? A couple ounces?
Oh,
Maybe?
that was an egg and all the candy.
And down goes kitties.
Down
Is it
goes
chocolate?
Frasier.
So, yeah, that story wasn't nearly as great as I was hoping
I
for.
don't know, but I thought we did a pretty good job of it.
Oh,
I kind of enjoyed
yeah,
that
I
conversation.
think the aftermath was a lot better than the actual story content.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Matthew, you've got some would you rather's pulled up.
Well, I had at least one
All right,
that I thought was pretty good. So,
so you can drink first, and then we'll go.
exactly.
Find a different spot for that.
All right.
That.
Would you rather?
Like there's a giant hairball.
Self-love is
I'm just gonna throw that on your list.
healthy
Okay.
and harmless fun, or ungodly sin.
And you're asking me as your co-host or the godfather of your child.
Well, we're gonna forget about that one for a couple. I've got a brown bottle in my hands.
I am not a father right now. And that's
That was-
the straw that broke the camel's
That
back.
was not me. That was somebody else today. Which that was a funny line.
Yeah. $1.
Yeah.
$1. I have $1.
Oh,
I have no idea what you're talking
that's who said it. I've got a brown bottle in my hand, so I'm not a father. Anyways, so to
We'll work
continue,
on categories later.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
so to continue. So self-love is harmless, healthy fun, or ungodly sin.
well, you know, I've heard there's studies that say that if the pipes aren't cleaned on a regular basis, they can get crusty and cause problems. So I'm going to go with a healthy, harmless fun.
I figured.
Yeah.
Is that your only reason, or do you have others?
Well,
You can have.
there's self-substantiating reasons, but we won't go into those. Those don't need to be said.
All right.
But please, plead your case on this one. Oh, ungodly lover.
I know. I was kind of hoping that you were going to want a challenge and you're going to go with the other one, but no, that's
No, I
okay.
left the challenge for you. We're on your home turf. The challenge is yours.
All right. That's completely okay. Okay, so self-love, you've got this completely wrong.
Okay.
Self-love is completely an ungodly sin. It's something that nobody should do ever.
All right. Please.
And the fact of
inform
it
me.
is because,
I have no idea.
so this is the would you rather, and it's self-love is healthy, harmless fun, or an ungodly sin. Ridley, of course, said that it was healthy, harmless fun, and I am saying that he's
For
completely
medical
wrong.
reasons.
I'm saying he's completely wrong, mostly for the social aspect. Because if you really kind of break it down, it's like, what is the worst thing that most of the time you kind of imagine? It's like you imagine getting caught. You imagine that time when, oops, somebody walked in, or I was doing it on the sofa when somebody was out of the house, or sorry about your pillow, or wait, what was that crusty thing on my dry clothes? You know, whatever it might be.
I'll get your lampshade dry clean. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. So it's always that embarrassment factor. And the fact is, it's like, it's so difficult to get that kind of privacy. I mean, it's, when are you going to have that privacy? Is it going to be in your bathroom? It's like, how sexy is your bathroom? You know, I can't like light a bunch of candles and make it a nice romantic environment for me,
No, if
myself,
you were,
and
you'd
I.
be a female.
Exactly, that's true. Well, either that or, you know, I'd be trying to shoot them out like a carnival game. Don't invite me to birthday parties. But so it's that getting caught factor. It's like, why even go through that effort when, you know, the biggest erogenous zone is right up here. It's in your head. And you don't need any of the rest of that. It is completely ungodly. You need to keep those hands above the waist.
Do you believe a single thing that you just said?
I was just thinking.
I can't remember how I started that.
Yeah, he actually can't remember what he said.
Yeah, he just blacked out like Will Ferrell did in
Old School.
Old School. Yes. Wait, what just
What
happened?
just happened? What? I blacked out.
All right.
Hey, but I think I had at least a little bit of a good argument.
All right, I'll give you that. You did have a little bit of a good argument. Not much, but a little bit. All right, so this one is not on the website, but Bobby actually submitted a question similar to this, and this has to do with NFL football teams.
Ooh.
Now, obviously, free agency and had started just a few weeks ago, and so a lot of crazy things happened. So, as a Niners Oakland Raiders fan, would you rather have your team completely almost self-destruct in the hope of becoming better in future periods, or would you rather have your team trade away your star player for hopefully long-term sustained success?
Wait, say the first one again?
So either self-destruct and hope to be better years down the road, or trade away one piece for multiple pieces in the hopes of becoming better immediately and for the longer term.
I gotcha.
Or actually probably more so the longer term and for going immediate success.
All right. So I'm not too worried about this one. This one is very easy. I would much prefer to build slowly and build gradually. It's, if you have to go through years, the Niners completely did this. It was years of them being terrible.
And they're doing it again right now.
Well, I know. That's going to be kind of difficult to live with again. Because Jim Harbaugh was really just great for that team. He was amazing. He was exactly what they needed. But I still they were terrible. They built up, they got some pieces in, and then all of a sudden they got what they really needed, which was a really good coach, and they did very well. And so now they've lost a whole bunch for numerous reasons. They're going to kind of stink this year. But, it's hopefully, I don't dislike Jim Tomsula. I think that he's an all right coach. He could be fine. I like defensive coaches. So, I like that idea of building from the ground up. And look at the Raiders. They've been terrible for a long ass time, and now finally they get a coach in there that might actually be able to help them. They've got some good players in there. They've got cap space. It's like things are kind of starting to go a little bit right for the Raiders, at least in the offseason.
Yeah, we'll see how that one ends up.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, you're completely wrong because one, when you self-destruct and hope to rebuild, there's no guarantee of future success. You're throwing away moving parts right now that can help you become a winner or maintain being a winner in the hope of 3-4 years down the road regaining that winning capability. So think about it. There basically, after Steve Young retired, you had a few good years out of Jeff Garcia for the Niners.
That's true.
He left.
Jeff Garcia is highly underrated. He did good in all of his stops. He just wasn't great in any of his stops.
That is true.
Anyways,
so after Steve Mariucci left, I believe that Jed York was not happy with him, or Steve, whatever his name was.
I know Jed York.
Yeah, the old old owner. I want to say DiBiase, but I know that's not it.
Oh,
Di Bartolo, that's what it was.
Okay.
Anyways, so they fired Mariucci because they weren't happy with these divisional playoff appearances, and they wanted Super Bowls. To let him go, he goes to the Niners, didn't really do much. But then you had a string of coaches that were insanely ineffective. You had Dennis Erickson, Mike Nolan, Mike Singletary. Who else did you have in that span?
Actually, those were kind of the big three right there.
Yeah, and
they
big
kept
pile
around
of
for a
shit.
little bit longer each time. They didn't fire him right away.
Right, and so you had basically 8-9 seasons of just absolute mediocrity or utter chaos in that organization. in the hopes that you could rebuild in that 3 to 4 year window that really ended up taking about 10 years.
Well, let's think about this movie wise. Let's take this off in other things. It's what would you prefer to do? Would you prefer to, get rid of one of your actors on your movie set? Like, let's say you're doing a trilogy or something like that. You had to get rid of one of the actors, or do you in a series, do you rebuild from the beginning, like a Star Trek? They rebuilt from the very beginning, hired a completely new cast, versus maybe something like a Harry Potter, where one of the guys died, they had to recast him. It ended up being pretty good. But, it's like, which one would you rather do there?
All right. Okay.
Ooh, excuse me.
I've got a good reason for why you shouldn't redo it, because let's take I guess Batman can kind of work for me and work against me.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
So you look at Michael Keaton franchise.
Yeah.
It was really good. The two Michael Keaton Batman movies did really well. Val Kilmer did all right. They moved to George Clooney, and it damn near killed the whole Batman franchise.
Yes.
Meanwhile, you restart with Christian Bale 10 years later, completely jumpstarts it. So it's tough to say. However, that being said, movie franchises are not similar to NFL teams. You cannot just simply abandon ship and then come back with all new moving parts. It's a series, it's a process, and there's no guarantee for success when you do it.
I liked Val Kilmer a lot more than a lot of people did. I thought that was actually a really good movie. Like, it had the, what is it called, campiness of some of the original Batman.
It was a lot better than Batman and Robin, which I don't think I've watched in the last 15 years.
I think I saw it when it came out, and that was about it.
Yeah, pretty much. I remember that they had Alicia Silverstone in it.
I may have watched it a second time. One for Alicia Silverstone because I had a huge crush on her, and the other one was because they played ice hockey in it, and I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
All right, so do you have another would you rather? Or
I don't remember. Let's go back here. Okay, let's do a nice and simple, dirty would you rather.
All right.
Would you rather lick armpit hair or lick the bottom of a bathtub?
I'll let you go first. This is your home court.
This is my home court. All right. This is a very interesting question. I think I'm gonna go with lick armpit hair.
I knew you'd do that.
I know. I think the reason why I would lick armpit hair is multiple fold. It's number one, I am hoping that this would be a female's armpit hair that I was licking, which is nice, is good because they actually shave it. And also
well, obviously not if there's armpit hair.
Well, true, but I was thinking armpit stubble.
See, I'm thinking full bush.
Full armpit bush.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'll go with armpit bush. I'm okay with that. Because if you think about it, what do they have scent-wise for deodorant for guys? Most of the time it's, here is your Arctic Sport, or here is your what is it? Black guy on a unicorn, Old Spice. Whatever it might be. There's a bunch of different kind of things that they have that sound disgusting to eat. What are the scents on female deodorants? It's, here's Mango Beach, or here is, what are some other ones?
Who's the vanilla one?
Some vanilla ones? Yes, thank you. That's a great one. So it's like,
Fresh shower.
yeah.
Here's Tundra Douche.
Here is snow-covered Mountain Peak douche. I don't know what it might be, but either way, it's something that could be kind of interesting to taste, and I could be okay with that. So that's why I would definitely go with armpit hair.
Your reasoning reminds me of a Rodney Carrington joke.
Yeah.
He was talking about country flowers. He's like, country flowers is a pooty poo freshener. He's like, why? Who wants to eat a country flower? Make it chicken, beef bouillon, anything. Give me a reason to take my hat off and go down there. So anyways, now that we have that covered, you were completely completely wrong in this.
No, I thought you might say that.
All right, so what is the option? The bottom of a
The
bathtub.
bottom of a bathtub.
Oh, that's nothing. That is nothing. All right, so first off, you're talking about licking. You mentioned that it was going to be a female. You
Yeah.
would prefer a female.
You can take the
How-
same thing. It could be a female after she takes a shower.
I don't care. How many females' armpits do you want to lick knowing that they don't shave? Like, think about how disgusting that was. Like, think about it. You see some good-looking girl walking down the street. She's wearing this nice, V-cut shirt with no sleeves, and you're like, wow, she's pretty good looking. All of a sudden, she raises up her armpit, and then she's got a full armpit bush.
Away for sleep. So what's the difference between if I'm going to go for armpit hair, if I'm going to go for bush down below? It's like, what's really the difference there? I mean,
There's
I'm not
a
gonna
lot of different
complain
sweating.
there. Have you been to Texas? Have you been to Florida? I mean,
This is a sweat gland. This is not a sweat gland.
Obviously, you have not ever had to put deodorant or talc powder on your balls.
You are correct. I have never put deodorant on my balls.
I once did in Texas. It was hot as hell there in August.
You remind me of the special ed kid we had on my junior high football team that put deodorant on like an X across his chest.
Well, that's just because he wants to be an X-Man.
That's true.
And he might be our viewer.
That's probably true. Anyways,
the bottom of the bathtub.
Yes, the bottom of the bathtub.
So you're worried because, armpit hair is gross.
Right,
And you
and-
sweat
well,
in the glands.
All right, that for one, and then for two, the bottom of the bathtub is probably the cleanest part of a bathtub because it's the only spot that constantly gets soapy water on it.
That's true.
Think about it, like even if you're showering, soapy water running down, like constantly getting running down. Now, if you ask me to lick shower tiles, that may be a different story because those don't always get cleaned regularly. That's where the mold's likely to happen. But the bottom of the bathtub, likely the cleanest part.
Yeah.
It's not that disgusting. Like if you
rarely
asked me to
clean
lick
my
the
tiles.
bottom of a toilet, that'd be a whole different scenario. Bottom of the bathtub doesn't really bother me.
That's true because who cares about athlete's foot on your tongue?
That's
I
true.
mean, really, nobody.
People eat fungus all the time. You guys ate mushrooms today, so it's no different.
That is completely correct. Ooh.
We're getting sound effects now.
I know. I'm liking the sound effects. This is good.
You don't realize it's been going on for a while.
For about 10 minutes.
Really? Is that it? Okay.
All
I
right.
like the Would You Rather game. I really do. I think that's probably about it.
Okay, so unless you have another one that we can do real quickly.
Wow. I'm gonna bring the. I think we should do this one because
Oh, God.
speaking of eating your own socks, I have a 7-month-old daughter who eats her socks constantly, but her socks. Don't
Her
really
feet are
go
so
anywhere.
fresh and so clean.
Yeah, it's like what? She's standing on the ground here or standing on someone's lap. So it's like it's not like her socks are dirty.
right.
But let's say you were to after a football game, let's take a person. Let's take Tom Brady. Just because he is the golden child with his feet as well.
All right.
So let's take his socks after a game. Would you rather suck on his dirty socks as my daughter sucks on her socks? Or would you rather use a toothbrush that has some crap on it?
Now, is
Don't
this
say
Tom
how
Brady's
much
crap?
on it. Why not?
All
Why
right.
not? He is
So
the
Tom
golden
Brady's
child.
socks or Tom Brady's crap-covered toothbrush? All right. So that's a good question. And there's
If Kim were awake, she would hit me.
so I think I know where you're going to go with this, and that's why I'm going to take the opposite side. And that is why I'm going to take the Tom Brady's crap-covered toothbrush, or
Okay.
excuse me, the toothbrush covered with Tom Brady's crap.
Okay.
Now, hear me out here.
All right.
This is completely logical in thinking, given the demeanor that Tom Brady has and how everybody treats him.
His shit don't stink.
Bingo. You get Tom Brady's crap on a toothbrush, it doesn't matter. I'm sure it smells minty and fresh as far as I'm concerned. It may be a little bit brown. Your teeth may have a little bit of residue going on, but you're still going to have fresh breath because Tom Brady literally shits out roses as far as anybody that has ever met him is concerned or, follows him on Instagram or Facebook, for God's sake.
Tom Brady on Facebook.
And they never say anything about his feet don't stink. It's always shit don't stink. So as far as I'm concerned, his shit don't stink, but his feet smell like goddamn hell.
That could very likely be true. But at the bathrooms in my office, we've got a sign up that says, on a particle of poo, there is 1,000,000 different diseases that could be living on that. However, in sweat, what is sweat? If you really break it down, what is sweat?
Let's break it down, shall we?
I'm half asking and half telling, but I'm going to make it up and pretend like I know what I'm talking about. What is sweat? It's a body fluid that comes out that's basically it's to cool you down. It's a
highly salted
like air conditioner for your body, and that is basically the extract that comes out of that. So you're running around and you've got a bunch of sweat glands on your feet, and it comes off, gets all over your socks. And honestly, so why, you go to these like fancy restaurants that sit there with like those nice, big little things, the Olive Gardens. Would you like pepper on this, sir? Would you like sea salt on this? Would you like foot salt? It's like, what is really the difference between any of those? And it's like, why not? Why not suck a little bit of wet sock?
All right, okay, I'll give you that, but you never thought about the fact that he may have, as you mentioned last time, athlete's foot.
Athlete's foot. And
so
you
now all of a
seemed
sudden
okay
you're sucking down mold spores, going down your esophagus, giving you all sorts of who God knows what.
Of all the would you rathers, this is actually one we could do.
I hope not.
I don't think Kim has done my laundry from last night.
You want me to shit on your toothbrush?
You want to shit on my toothbrush? Actually, Hurley just had a shit on the ground.
Oh, cat shit's a whole different thing. It's
Yeah,
probably a
I
lot
agree.
cleaner.
I agree. Would you rather eat cat shit or human shit? I think I would rather eat human shit. Because at least that's a byproduct of something that I know was human food.
Yeah, that's true. You don't know what you're feeding your cat.
Human poop is a lot bigger.
You're still eating the same amount.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to eat, something I put in the toilet versus something yogurt dropped on the ground.
Frozen yogurt
It would
serving
be
size
a
of
similar
shit.
size. I'm just saying that, it's, I know that they have crappy food that they eat, plus wet food and all that kind of shit. But at least if I were to eat your shit today, I know I'd be having the byproduct of some hamburgers, some damn tasty bratwurst.
That's true, and probably quite a bit of beer.
Well, yeah. And does beer go into the shit, or don't you just piss it out?
No, I think there's some remnants that stay in your stay in
yeah.
your stomach and get shit out.
Empty
All right.
calories.
Yes. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap up our hot girl off. So we've got Emma
We have 2 people up here.
Ratajkowski
I know
and
who Kim wanted to vote for. So.
and Nikola Pelt. So let's
Did Betsy and Nick go to bed? Betsy, Nick, did you go to bed? Obviously, we're not that interesting to them.
no. I think Nick enjoyed the show for a
I
while
think
there.
you did too.
He was actually listening. Kim, not so much. All right.
Love you.
Okay, so
This is
Nikola
Kim and I
Pelt.
want to vote for her. Is it the Transformers girl?
Yeah.
Nicola.
Yeah, we both vote for her.
Okay.
wow.
Nikola for
I
Nikola.
can't see this again, but I'm pretty sure we missed one.
No, I don't think so. All right, so anyways, Emma Ratajkowski, who is, like I said, the Blurred Lines girl,
Legal lines. Did you turn your save scan off?
Was it on?
Or, I don't know. Do you sign into Google on your work computer?
Yeah.
I don't know if it transfers or not. Ah, she's pretty good. Wow, this is a tough one. This has got to be
This is
close
definitely
to a final round, right?
Yeah, this is the semifinals.
Oh.
We're in the final four here. No,
Wow.
wait. No, this is never mind. This is the quarterfinals. This
The
is-
Go to the other
2008 Hot Girl or
Yeah.
2014 Hot Girl.
You and you're not looking at the same ones. Look at this one. And it was
They're
really obvious.
lines. I get it. Wow.
We don't have
That's
the
a
same
lot
search,
of underwear.
Well, you're on Bing, and I also typed in blurred lines.
But if you,
Want to know why? I found why.
Lines.
but then look at this one. She
Because you see everything.
like that's why we voted for her. She doesn't have blonde hair.
She's classier.
Her face.
Oh, she was
It's all
the.
about the face.
Was she in Spy Kids?
Airbender.
Oh. Are you sure?
I don't know. If she's
All right. So, anyways, we've got 2 votes for Nicola Peltz.
Does our one viewer have a vote? I mean, come on, chat it to us, Facebook message it to us,
Do something.
write it on Ridley's chest in lipstick or in sweat.
She was not in Airbender.
Yeah, she was.
He was in
Or,
Alaska
sorry,
Fire.
not Spy Kids. She looked like the Spy Kids girl for a little bit. Nothing from our chat function. Nothing from our Facebook function. Actually, that's a lie. No, that's from,
Is that Kaiser?
yeah.
Attractive?
Nobody
Oh, it's.
like my part.
I think it was Josh Gosa was our viewer. He says they make meth in Gatorade bottles. Don't you watch Drugs Inc? No, I do not. But why are you still up? That's the better question. Anyways, Josh, if you have
here's to Kentucky.
if you have a suggestion for Hot Girl Off, please let us know. All right, so anyways, we've got 2 for Nicola Peltz. Matthew, go ahead and
Put my vote in.
put your vote in.
Nicola Peltz, blurred lines girl. Pull those up again.
Yeah.
Should be.
So that's
Very good.
Nicola Peltz.
Yeah, it's good. See how she got this far. And she's naked.
That's factually correct.
Oh, and they memed her naked.
It's a GIF or a GIF.
I thought memes were
No
little
memes.
mini videos.
No memes are the ones with the text.
Memes are solid pictures with text. GIFs are mini dancing videos
Correct.
with naked chicks. That's a jerk off GIFs. Which is obviously not an ungodly. It is an ungodly sin. Anyways,
She knows you want it. She
Yeah.
knows you want it.
she does know that I want it, but I'm gonna go with Nicola Peltz on this one. She just has more of that like girl next door kind of qualities to her. It's when you're so pretty and you know you're so pretty and you're a model and you're naked on screen, it's like you get to a point, it's kind of like, some really crappy bell curve where your hotness grows and then all of a sudden you know that it's hot and it's like, oh, you kind of start going down again, It's like she is really hot, but at the same point it's like, she tries a little too hard for me.
All right, I'll give you that one. However, The reason I don't choose Nicola Peltz is because if you look at her here and in a couple of these photos, she looks like a goddamn ice queen.
Actually, yes, I see that now.
Like,
Now that you zoomed in.
she's like that untouchable. You talk to me at a bar, and I will have somebody slit your throat as you're leaving. Ice queen bitch look on her face.
Yeah.
Well, look at those ones. She's not like that.
No, she's still kind of like that. I think you're looking at her teenage photos.
Mm.
So that is why I will choose Emily Ratajkowski. However, I understand that you guys chose the other one, and so unless Josh or one of our other viewers, should we have one, has a choice, wants to either post it on Facebook real quick or give us a chat, we will declare Nicola Peltz as our.
I totally see what you're saying. I don't know if it's enough to change my answer, but it makes it a lot closer. I totally get what you're saying there.
Yeah, she has that bitch look. That's
She
all that
really
you can
does.
call. Like, you see that girl in the bar, provided you're single and available,
Of course.
I just drank, and
yeah.
you're like, wow, she's hot, but she looks like a goddamn bitch.
I could have $1,000 bill sticking out of my pants and she still wouldn't touch me.
That's probably true. You need to have that tucked out of a Ferrari with,
Yeah.
some things of what's that fancy champagne?
Courvoisier.
No. Don.
Cristal.
Yeah, Cristal. Yeah.
Don Perignon.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. With 4 bottles of Cristal in the back seat, and you maybe get her attention. Maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so I think that will pretty much.
It's one of those things. It's like I don't mind having the tiebreaker go over here to Nicola Peltz, but I definitely get the Emily Ratajkowski.
Well, yeah, because I'm right, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so speaking of being right, Matthew, we've got the streak for the cash up now that we've settled this little argument.
There is
in the
quite
right
a
way.
bit of them too. Just saying.
All right, so let's get through it quickly. All right, Matthew, we're starting with the English Premier League, where we've got Tottenham Hotspur versus Burnley. Who you got?
Always go with Tottenham.
That's
Rocking
right.
Tottenhammers. All right, we have the English Premier League again. Newcastle United versus Sunderland. Which team will score the first goal in the second half? Newcastle. First goal in the second half or no goals. Sunderland scores first and second half.
I like Newcastle just because I like their beer. All right, Matthew, let's go to the NHL where you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
We've got
I do.
the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose. I've been looking down at my tablet a little too long. All right. We'll definitely go with the Pittsburgh Penguins on this one. They're a great team this year once again. Now let's head over to the NBA where you don't know what you're talking about. We got the Houston Rockets facing off against the hurt Oklahoma City Thunder. Who will win that matchup?
That is correct. Houston's been great this year. The Thunder without Durant, relying on Westbrook, and it's just not going to happen. So I like Houston on the road. All right, Matthew, let's go to the ATP Miami Finals where we've got Novak Djokovic versus Andy Murray. What's the match result? We got Djokovic 2-0 or any other result.
USA. Freaking Andy Murray's going to pull this.
You know Murray's from Britain.
Britain, yes. Britain, yes. Britain, yes. Let's head over to the NBA where we have the game results. Will the Bulls win or a single-digit loss, or will it be the Cavaliers to win by double digits?
I don't like the Cavaliers by double digits. I think they will win, but it'll be close. So let's go with the Bulls. All right, Matthew, Major League Soccer here. We got Real Salt Lake versus San Jose.
Can I take a quick time out and just say that I have really been getting into Major League Soccer. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. It's kind of like hockey. It's low scoring, but, it's a fun game. They're active the whole time. It's a lot of strategy. It's a cool game.
You've been in Portland too long.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways. How many goals will be scored in the first half? We got one goal or any other number?
Any other number. Screw soccer.
All right.
Let's head over to the women's tournament, where with the Final Four is going to be down in Tampa, Florida, which is where you might need to use deodorant on your balls if it's the right time of year. We have number one South Carolina Gamecocks versus number one Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Who will win that matchup?
You know, the Gamecocks were one of the best teams in the league this year, or one of the best teams in college to begin the year. They just haven't been playing great lately. Let's go with the Fighting Irish. All right, Matthew, let's go back to Major League Soccer, where you have an apparent expertise. What will the match result be? We got Philadelphia Union versus Sporting Kansas City.
Sporting Kansas City did very good last year. Well, we're going to assume that they're going to do good again this year. Sporting Kansas City. Let's head to the NHL, where you know a little bit. We've got the St. Louis Blues facing off against the Chicago Blackhawks. Big matchup for the playoffs.
Very equally matched up teams, but I do like my Blues due to proximity on the road here in Chicago.
That sounds good.
All right, Matthew. We got MLB opening night. Thank God basketball season's over. Who will win this result? We got the St. Louis Cardinals pitching Adam Wainwright versus the Chicago Cubs and their newly acquired John Lester.
I'm going to say I don't think the Cubs are going to make the playoffs this year, but they're going to make it interesting. So I'm going to take the Cubs to start the season off right.
All right.
Let's go with MLB again. Same game. You have how many strikeouts will be recorded in the first inning? You got 1 or 2 strikeouts or any other number?
You know, I think there's going to be at least 3 strikeouts in this one. So let's go with any other number.
Recorded in the first inning.
Yeah.
So you're saying that they're going to be – he's going to strike out. Lester will strike out all 3 batters?
Well, that's the first inning, so you got 6 outs.
Yes, you're right. Okay.
The letter 2, my friend.
The letter 2, my friend.
All right, Matthew.
That's why you're an accountant.
Let's go back to the NCAA women's tournament where we've got number 1 Connecticut versus number 1 Maryland. Can you say chalk?
Is that tomorrow?
Yeah. What will the game result be? We got Connecticut by 20 or more, or any other result.
Wow. 20 or more. I hate to say it, I'm probably going to take the 20 or more because it is Connecticut.
Right.
Pretty awesome. All right, NBA, who will win this matchup? We got the Utah Jazz against the equally mediocre Sacramento Kings.
You know, the Jazz are a slightly better team, so let's take them on the road. Matthew, let's go back to Major League Baseball. Will both teams score a run during the 4th through 6th inning? Yes, both teams will, or no, both teams will not.
You can totally tell when ESPN is just completely run out of things to put on there.
Absolutely.
When they say something like this, it's like, during the 4th to the 6th, will there be a run scored? It's like,
by both teams.
Yeah, by both teams. It's like, so we wanted to meet a certain quota, and this helps us get there. So I'm going to say no, screw those guys. They're not going to score in the 1st to the 6th. 4th to 6th.
I agree with you. All right, so Matthew, that pretty much wraps up our show. I don't have anything else to add to it.
Except I love doing this with you.
Hell yes,
Let's
this
keep
is a
doing
great
it
show.
as much as we can, and whenever we're together, we'll do one of these.
And until our livers are old and crinkled and completely forgone.
Yeah, there's going to be a good possibility that both of our wives will murder us in our sleeps.
Yeah, that's probably a logical conclusion.
Oh, speaking of murder in the sleep, I got an ambiguously gay duo lunchbox.
Oh, fantastic.
I know. I thought I would show that to you. I thought that would be pretty awesome.
You know what the nice thing about us doing the show is that there's going to be very little market for people putting us in ice baths and taking out our livers.
That's true. Nobody's going to give a crap. Well, actually, no, because isn't it like, you work your liver a lot and it gets bigger and stronger and better? Maybe we have like amazing livers.
That is a possibility. It's like a muscle. We're just exercising it all the time.
Exactly.
We're Arnolding it.
Yeah, you go to CrossFit all the time. And you like lift those big heavy fucking like tires and like climb up like fucking Spider-Man and do all this kind of crazy shit that you do with CrossFit. It's like I'm basically giving CrossFit to my liver right now.
That's true. We've been CrossFitting our liver for the last hour and a half. And because of that, we are going to sign off. But again, check out our show here. Check it out, or check out the Simply Awesome Sports on the OregonSportsNews.com. Follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, send us messages. We'd love to hear from you.
Do shit.
And push it real good. And bake this cake.